Greetings once again, spacefaring adventurers. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with Eden Zero. Now previously, the battle against Joker Helix of the Eurasian Says Galactica was getting pretty intense, especially since Rebecca was essentially at the whims of Joker, and the game that Joker wanted to play seemed to be stacked against Rebecca. That was until Rebecca remembered that ultimately Joker Helix, back when they were a game program, still wanted the user, specifically Rebecca, to have fun in the end. And once Rebecca started to remember the old hints that the game used to give her from time to time, Rebecca did her best to confront what Joker Helix truly was originally, a game that actually cared for its users and wanted them to enjoy themselves. And so with a little care, love, and compassion, and memories of the old days, Joker Helix was able to be brought back to being a friend. Although, considering what they've apparently done in the past, we have a few friends on our side already who have done some bad things in the past, so what can you do? Better to have a victory than a loss, in my book. Though I doubt the rest of the Galactica will be, well, I wouldn't say easy. It was a bit of a rough time, but I don't think we'll be able to hug it out with the rest of them. Or maybe we will. So join me as we take on the next step. Shall we? Alright, Eden Zero, Chapter 255, An Unexplored Cosmos. Yeah, Pino at the movies. It looks like she's in one of those, at a movie theater that's a bit away from me, but it's like the really kind of pricey places. They got these things called D-box seats. I don't know if it's a all-around thing, but the seats will vibrate and move and shift and stuff like that. I've only ever used it when I went to go see Avengers Endgame, and that was fun. But Pino's so cute, looked like she having a good time. Alright, let's jump in. Alright, are we picking up with the Eden Zero having already left Milt? Aw, did we not get to see Rebecca say goodbye to her parents? And is the professor and Bernadette coming along? And we pick up with them meeting with the crew of Edens in their meeting room. The professor says, well, so this is the Eden Zero. Bernadette then says, weren't you just here? I mean, different circumstances. I doubt he got a real look around. The professor cozies up to Bernadette saying, yeah, but then Joker whisks me off to that digital world. Bernadette says, and you beat her, right? Ooh. Bernie can be harsh, but, it's very obvious they're in love. That tends to be the case sometimes. The people who know you most tend to sometimes criticize you the most, or at least really know how to get you right where it hurt. Meanwhile, Hermit looks at the younger wife saying, you're into bunny girls like her? Whoa. Hermit, that sounds a little racist. The younger wife says, apparently bunny girls like her only go for old geezers. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Which then says, you saved us all, Lady Rebecca. Valkyrie says, nice work out there, Rebecca. I mean, let's not undersell it. Rebecca did actually put in a lot of effort, like just surviving. Sister that has this crazed look grabbing herself saying, what kind of pervy things did you do to me when time was frozen? She's not you, sister. Rebecca says, I didn't do anything to you. Moscow then says, why not? Everybody dreams of an opportunity like that. Klein questions, do they? And Jin immediately jumps in saying, Klein, do not talk to that guy. I agree. Laguna then says, so, is this Joker gone for good? I mean, why would they be? We didn't deal with them. The professor then says, she was a game engine. She never had a physical form. So I want to believe that she's still alive out there on the internet somewhere. And Rebecca says, yeah, me too. Okay, so that's some Chekhov's gun shit. There's no way you just leave a being who was that powerful just out there. Just like, and Joker Helix was never seen again, like now. When Rebecca needs her most, she'll pop back in. But that does kind of explain a lot of things with Joker Helix. I had thought that after they had gained sentience, they had created a body for themselves, since essentially that's the essence of what the Edens 1 did. But no, they just chose to remain a program, which, again, kind of explains why we only ever saw Joker Helix on screens or in the digital world. Happy then interjects, but she's working for Void. Homura adds, can we be certain she will not attack us again? Shiki then tells him, I'm sure it'll be fine. I saw the look on her face right before she disappeared. She won't be hurting Rebecca again. And Rebecca gives Shiki a smile. Pino then asks, but why would a game engine made by the professor be working for Void? The professor says, no idea. Maybe she liked his idea of a world for only robots. And yeah, that is really the question. Like, how did that alliance end up happening? Which then adds, or Void found her first, considering how things turned out. Oh. And then Pino and Wise lock eyes for a moment, or at least Pino observes Wise. She remembers the professor's words, in any case anything happens to me, take this. Pino says, that reminds me. The professor says, oh yeah, here. He hands over the flash drive and says, these are the memories you're missing. Pino remembers the words they had with Rachel in the bath, where she said, oh dear Pino, sweetie, haven't you told them the secret of the 4 shining stars yet? Pino says, what? While Sister says, what is she talking about, Pino? Are you still hiding something from us? Pino says, no, I don't know what she's referring to, but there appears to be some data in my memory banks that I can't open without further authorization. Sister said, that's it. Open it. And Valkyrie says, give her a break. She told you she can't. And the professor says, I've met you once before. Pino says, on Norma, you mean? The professor explains, you came to see me, and you asked me to remove those memories and leave all the others. Huh, okay, so that's how she ended up on Norm. But it ended up being the wrong Norma. Pino's shocked, saying, I asked you myself? The professor explains, then you said you were going to wait for your master inside that case. Shiki questions, but how did she end up on Norma 50 years in the past? Yeah, that's I immediately thought of that. It's just like, but if Norma shifted while Pina was on the planet, wouldn't she have also shifted back as well? If she did meet with the older professor. The professor explains, the only thing I can think of is that there was something special about that case. Dang, okay. So there was more to that case than, met the eye. It wasn't just a housing container. Rebecca's shocked, saying, you mean it wasn't affected by the chronophage? The younger Wise states, if memory serves, Ziggy made that cake. Maybe that's how it was on Norma 50 years ago. Pino laments this, saying, memories that I erased myself? Sister interjects angrily, saying, well, open them up. They might have a record of that secret about us. Which states, let's let Pino decide when to open the files. Valkyrie adds, yeah, I've never been in a hurry to know. But Sister's impatient, saying, any normal person would want to know. Hermit says, for the record, I'm curious about it too. Of course. The maturity levels of the shining stars. Pino seems hesitant, and Shiki gives her a pat on the head, saying, you don't have to force it, Pino. It might be something we don't want to know. And everyone else seems to be in agreement with this. Oh, okay. The Professor Wise puts on his cloak, saying, alright, folks, I believe your mother ether is ready for you. Oh, I guess they had to wait for it to load up. And he and Bernie go to exit as the professor waves them off, saying, so we'll go ahead and disembark now. From now on, it's your adventure. Rebecca questions, Professor, you're not coming with us? The professor says, nah, I'm gonna go check things out on Retro Norm. He turns to Bernadette, saying, I might get to meet a young Bernie. Bernadette says, I'm not so excited. Why? Does she not feel good about her time as a waitress? The young Wise says, it won't make a difference. Bernadette hasn't changed a bit. The professor then turns to his younger self, saying, as for you, young me, well, you hang in there. And Wise smiles back, saying, thanks. I know that's supposed to be a poignant thing, but it just feels like, I ain't got much to say to you, kid. You're alright. Shiki waves him off, saying, see you later. And Klein turns to Laguna, saying, older Wise, he's so rugged. Dang, man, older Wise getting all the girls. Laguna says, you think so? I mean, he does have a different vibe to his younger self, but that makes sense. I mean, so many years removed, he would be practically a different person aside from a few little things here and there. I mean, we change every 5 to 7 years almost completely. Like the you of 5 to 7 years ago or 5 to 7 years in the future is always going to be very different. There's still going to be similarities, but a difference in ideals, opinions, mindset, it's a lot of time. Rebecca says, you take care too, Professor. and Happy waves off saying, bye, bye. It kind of feels... they're really making us kind of feel bad that we're leaving them. Like, almost makes me feel like something bad's gonna happen. As the crew of Edens watch the Professor and Bernie's ship take off into the distance, which says, we'll miss them. I mean, you guys barely hung out with them. I don't know, there's some weird vibe I'm getting from all of this. I mean, why didn't we at least get a chance to, like, say goodbye to Rachel and Connor or anything? I mean, I feel like we in general spent more time with them than the Professor. Oh well. Shiki turns to the crew saying, time for us to get going too, to see Mother. Alright, building up that sense of finality, like this is it. And the crew all smile at their captain. And Hermit slams the Mother Ether into the console saying, installing the Mother Ether, show us the path to Mother. And a beam of light shines forth from the Eden Zero, lighting up their path, which declares, full speed ahead, follow the trail of light. And the Eden Zero takes off down the trail. Oh, they didn't cross into some kind of distorted space. Homura shouts, what is happening? Wise states, a border between cosmos? Rebecca shouts, we're going into a new cosmos, and Moscow is just freaking out. Wait, another cosmos? What other cosmos is there? We really didn't spend a lot of time in the Yukino cosmos, too. Right, they cross between the borders and, a new cosmos and it's just stars. No sakura, no water, no weird checker patterns, no snow, just space. Weird. Yeah. It's just normal space. Space for as long as the eye can see. All you see is a few asteroids and the Eden Zero following the trail of light. I wonder if anyone else can see that path. The crew of Edens look on. Valkyrie questions, where? Which is aghast. She says, I don't know. Herman is also shocked, saying there's nothing in the database. It's a new frontier. I mean, you say that, but y'all traveled this same path with Ziggy, right? Meanwhile, Sister is at the console saying, the gauges are going nuts. Klein questions, this cosmos, is there nothing here? Homer states, no, there are stars and planets. Wise just states, there just aren't dancing flower petals or an ocean of fish or anything. Jin then chimes in saying, but it still has a mystical feel to it. While Laguna questions, is this where we'll find Mother? Rebecca also questions, Mother is here, somewhere in the cosmos. And Happy says, the trail is still going. Shiki tells him, if we follow this light, it will take us to Mother. And so we proceed onward. Meanwhile, in a garden? Oh, it's Pino. And as she brings up a display of Ziggy, she says, Master Ziggy, the four shining stars. And she begins to tear up, saying, no. I have to assume with the way that things have gone previously, the way we have seen other things, even with like the shining stars and the dark stars having like these humanoid forms, it must be a memory of when they last went to get to Mother. Something bad must have happened for Pino to have asked for the memories to be removed. It might have just been something she couldn't deal with in the moment. Because, man, she looks devastated. I don't know, I feel weird about this chapter. It's obvious it was just like a crossing over, but I don't know, how certain things just played out feel a little weird to me, like Mashima just wanted to get to the final leg of things. I have to assume now, because if we're in the final cosmos, the frontier that leads to Mother, then it'll just be one big showdown. Void and the Dark Stars, along with God Actuella, Dead End Cure, Lightning Law, and Lady Freya. I'm just not sure how the matchups are gonna go. I have to assume that since Lady Freya was made a swordswoman just because Brigadine is going to probably face Valkyrie, so Homura will probably fight Lady Freya. Rebecca dealt with Joker Helix, so I don't know if she'll face off against anyone. And there's no real personal attachments as far as I know to Dead End Cure and God Actuella. I mean, we kind of faced off with them previously, but in the end, God Actuella was taken down by Elsie, and Dead End Cure was taken down by Holy. Well, kinda. I mean, Dead End Cure was more Holy's battle to fight, with Laguna and Jin joining in to help out, so I'm honestly not sure how we're going to proceed forward from here. I mean, will we end up on a planet? I mean, Pino's whole situation is obvious to do with those memories that flowed into Shiki. I'm just kind of curious. Let me know your thoughts or theories in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.